Yo, welcome to another episode, everybody. Welcome back to the podcast. It is a very, very special and lovely day because I have a very special guest. This girl is like my little sis, my little homie. Um, she is a great hooper and a great person to be around, and I'm very honored and proud to have her here on the podcast. Welcome in none other than SCK. It's just a little name between me and her. Little sis, Olivia Vandergriff.
How's it
What's
go?
up?
What's up?
You good?
I'm good.
Man, I am very happy to have you on the podcast, man. Like you don't know what this means to me. Like it means a lot.
Bruh. Well, thank you for having me. I'm ready, man. I'm excited about it.
You know, when I asked you about this, man, I was just thinking like, you got to a place where I was just like, okay, she kind of doing a little thing. Let me get on the podcast. But then kind of like leading up to it, I thought about how you're like breaking ground on two things for me. Okay. First off, you are the first female, young lady to have on the podcast. That's number one.
Oh, I didn't know I was that special. Okay.
Hey, you are. That's bruh. The fact that I got you on the podcast is special enough. You know what I mean? Like that's just, you're doing your thing.
I'm honored.
I'm honored to have you on here. Okay. So that's number one. You're the first, female, the young lady to be on the podcast. And number two, you are the first high schooler to be on the podcast. So we've had college coaches at different levels, Division 1, Division 2, JUCO. We've had pro players, a college player who was my co-host. We've had all different types of people, different level stuff. But you're the first of those two to be on the podcast. So you breaking ground. Hey, you know what I mean? Like, that's another reason I had to have you on here. You're a trailblazer. You're special like that.
Hey.
So, you're a pretty great player. You know that, right?
Not yet, but I want to be one. So we're working. We're gonna get there.
I'll take that. We have our conversations off air about your answers to my stuff, man. But I ain't gonna do that to you. I ain't gonna embarrass you in public like this. I'm gonna keep it between you.
Don't embarrass me. Yeah, don't embarrass me.
But nah, man. So what's been going on with you, man? Catch us up to life for you right now.
Well, in June we had like our high school team stuff, and we went to a couple colleges. We were hooping. We have a target on our back this year because last year we didn't win state, so it's just like a different feeling going into this year, like knowing that we have something that no other team in 5A has, and then a lot like that no other team that we play has experienced. So that was different, but I think we had a good June, like as a team, and we're just gonna build on that going into August. But right now in July, we're playing on the EYBL circuit with the Alabama Southern Stars, and in July we've been to Louisville and Chicago so far, and then tomorrow I leave for the North-South All-Star game, something we do in Alabama, and then from after that we'll leave and go straight to Orlando. So we've been competing pretty well, honestly. Like on the EYBL circuit, like everybody's a powerhouse. Everybody that you play is going to be good. So you can't really have any letdowns. But we've been competing really well and playing in front of a bunch of college coaches. So it's been a lot of fun. I've had a lot of fun, and I'm definitely thankful for the experience.
So how are you gonna skip over like the most recent big news that you have? Like, how are you gonna do that?
Well, I didn't know if you wanted to talk about it yet.
Go ahead, do your thing.
And at the very beginning of July, I got to take an unofficial visit to Lipscomb, and that's where they offered me a scholarship, and I got to commit to there. I really feel like that was honestly like just God's plan for my life, and I feel like I'm supposed to be there. Honestly, I can't even say enough good things about the coaches, and I'm so excited to get to know the players and to get down there. But I gotta take care of business for one more year in high school first.
Yeah, I'm gonna give you your praise right here, man. Because when I saw that, I was like just super happy for you, super proud of you. Because you've been a super hard worker since the first time we met and everything, man. So for you to finally get that, I was just like,
Bro,
that's my homie right
honestly,
there, man.
like I was so excited about it, and like I just can't even say enough good stuff about them because they're such like high quality people, and like what they're doing there, they're just building like such a special culture, and like I'm so excited to be a part of it once I do get down there. And honestly, like just talking to them and stuff, like I just know like that's where I'm supposed to be. So I'm like so excited.
Mm. So did you always feel like you would make it to D1 or like play college basketball? Was that always like a thought? I know we all dream of playing college basketball, but
Yeah.
like, was it always like a realist thing that we was like, oh, I'm going to play college basketball, especially playing like D1 level?
Right. So, like, at the beginning of my 10th grade year, like, I knew, like, well, obviously, like, growing up, I was like, oh, yeah, I want to play, at the next level. But it really, like, started to, like, realistically, like, look at colleges around me and, like, where I wanted to be, kind of just looking at what level I wanted to play at. And, like, obviously, like, every kid wants to go Division 1. But I mean, you gotta have like a different mindset really just to
Mhm.
like be a Division 1 athlete. And like I'm not a Division 1 athlete. Yeah, I will be, but um just like realizing that like okay, I can do this. Like I can do
Mhm.
this. That was probably the most difficult part for me was just like self-confidence. But self-confidence came from working hard, and then once you kind of get that first offer and then you kind of realize like, oh, okay, like I'm really about to do this, and then you
Mhm.
get that first Division 1 offer and you're like, all right, now like I really believe in myself. And like I don't know, just kind of like that validation, but knowing all along like you had it inside of you. So
Mhm.
I don't know.
So were you always like this growing up? Did you always just like, cause you got stupid hands and you got a nice shot. So you always like this growing up, or did you like come out the womb with like a basketball on the low, or did you like
Yeah,
did you
I
develop like the
probably
rest
did,
of us?
low key. I probably just like was in the hospital just like shooting hoops or something when I was younger.
I think
No,
so, man.
no, I don't know. Like I've been playing basketball ever since I can remember, and just like I don't know, really like I really started grinding like going into like my ninth grade year, my 10th grade year. Just like we started grinding, like okay, we're about to be different. Like nobody else is doing what we're doing, and then once you realize like okay, nobody else is doing what I'm doing, you just get like that next level of confidence in yourself and like the things that you can do. Like one time somebody had a write up on me and it was like, uh Vandergriff like exudes confidence. And like going in, it was at a camp, and like going into that camp, man, I was so nervous. I was like, okay. But they thought like I looked like a really confident player. So I mean, I don't know. I think like just looking the part of it comes with it too. So
Mm. So you struggled with confidence growing up, but you felt like the work you put in built another level of confidence. Not to where you just like you're here, but you know that since I'm here, I can perform well.
yeah, like, and even today, like that's something I struggle with. But like I just have to realize like, every room that I walk into, I'm in there for a reason, and like I need to show everybody what I can do. Which now that I've committed to Lipscomb, like with the travel ball part of it, like a lot of that pressure has been taken off. But
Mm.
you still have to go out and perform.
I got you. So what was basketball like growing up in your area? Because I know in your part of town, it's a little different from where I'm from. So tell me about Gunnersville and what's that like up there?
Yeah. So honestly, like growing up, uh, I mean, we had like we had like the little travel ball teams, and we had like the little school teams. But like Gunnersville High School as a whole, like our girls basketball program has never been like really anything that's like just like a powerhouse and that's super strong. My 8th grade year, we had a coach. My 9th grade year, we had a different coach. My 10th grade year, Coach Hill came in, and he really just built like a championship culture in like in each one of us, and then like in our program, and he fit into like our town really well, I think, and he really just like showed us like what it takes, and so we all had to buy into that. And once we did, we had a good season my 10th grade year, and then we just built onto that last year, and then we just became a championship caliber team, and we just went out and won state, which was the first time in Gunnersville girls program history. So that was crazy, but it hasn't always been, we haven't always been really good. And I think my 8th grade and 9th grade year, we won like 4 games. So going from winning 4 games to being state champions has been insane. But it's also been like super humbling, and like just like going through the learning experience of it has been something that I'll never forget.
So you played varsity 8th grade year too?
Yeah.
All right, cool. So it seems like everything kind of came together for you like around 8th. No, it's 8th, probably like 9th, 10th grade from what you're saying.
Yeah, definitely 10th grade. Like a lot of like things started falling into place, and then I think that was because in 9th grade, like I started working hard. And 10th grade, we turned it up to a whole nother level. A guy named Brian DeMalik, he moved in from like the Atlanta area, and he's a trainer. He played at Georgia Tech with Dennis Scott. Him and Dennis are like best friends, and so he started working with me and like just like believing in me and pushing me to do things that I was like, hey, Brian, I don't know if I can do this. And he's like, oh yeah, you can do it. Like you got it. And so he's been like tremendously just a part of me getting better as an individual player, and just like mentally, physically, like he's a big part of it.
So what was the difference from 8th to 9th and 9th to 10th for you to like have that change? Like what was going on for you to have such a big jump? Like what was the grind that you went through to have this jump?
I mean, from 8th grade, it was kind of just like school practice, travel ball practice, and then like maybe the occasional workout, whatever. And then 9th grade, like it was more just like getting and shooting on the gun and going to practice. And then going into my 10th grade year, we were like, all right, we're about to get right. So we started going 6 a.m. every day, and we're just grinding that out. Well, I'll say Monday through Friday, 6 a.m. And then we go again at 6 p.m. And then in between that, during school, we'd have like with the team. So it was just me individually, 6 and 6, and then with the team, like 2 to 3, 3:30, something like that. So I was getting in, 3 like really good workouts a day. And then kind of going into this year, just kind of the next step I took was we're going, 6, 6, and 2. But then I also started to like eat different, and then also like the weight room. I really grew to love the weight room. So kind of those 5 things really changed me, and like I don't know, just opened up a lot of doors once I really bought into those 5 things.
I'm curious, man, because for as long I ain't know you super long time, but as long as I know you, man, you've had a crazy high level of skill when it comes to your ball handling and shooting. And you've also had like a crazy high work ethic. Where does that come from? Like I've never I don't know if we ever sat down and talked about this, but where does that come from?
Like the handles and the shot, or just like my work ethic?
Both.
The handles. I don't know. I feel like I was like when I was younger, like I grew up, I was a little tomboy. Like I grew up with the boys. So like if you couldn't handle the ball with them, like you weren't about to get past the ball. So I guess I just had to learn how to handle it and shoot it, playing with them, growing up with them. And even to this day, like some of those guys are still my good friends. And then my work ethic, I don't know. I mean, both my parents, they're really hard workers, and they do, a great job providing for my family. But I don't know. I think just like I just love the game so much that like I always want to be doing something that has to do with it. Like, I mean, I don't know. I love working out. Like, I love lifting weights. I love doing skill work. Like, I don't know. Everybody's like, oh, like we gotta go to practice. Oh, we gotta get to work. I'm like, man, let's go. Like, let's go get a workout in. Like, I don't know. I just love it.
I can tell. I can vouch for that because you stayed in the gym pretty much all day with us when we were training, and you would not go home
Yeah.
for
Back
nothing.
around
And
Christmas, man, that was crazy. I
yeah, that
loved
was
it though.
fun too. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But that's what separates you too, man, because not to say everybody, but like you just said, most players are kind of just like, we got to work out. We got to do this, you got to do that. But it's like, it's only a few people that actually enjoy putting in work like that because
Yeah.
there's working out and then there's really putting in work. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
and that's what really separated you that I saw. That's one thing that separated you from like most of the girls, most of even guys that I've seen in training is that you actually commit and love all of it. Like it's different
Yeah.
to love basketball, different to love hooping, but to actually love putting in the work is what separates you from what I've seen.
Yeah. Everybody loved the game. Everybody loved the game. But I mean, if you don't love like putting in the work, then you ain't really gonna have fun in the game because you know when we that good.
I like that. I'm gonna use that. I'm gonna steal that. I'm taking that one from you, just so you know. Um, I give you some credit though. I'll just let you know.
Yeah.
But
You can quote me.
I got you. So tell me about steak, man. What was that like? I know that was a fun experience. What was that like?
Yeah, I mean it was crazy. Obviously, the best part was probably getting out of school, but no. So we had two 9 a.m. games in Jacksonville, and yeah, I think they were 9 a.m. games. Well, we might have 12. We had like a 12 and a 9 a.m. game. So we got everybody out of school. They came out and they supported us. Like, we had a great student section. Like, it was a lot of fun. And just the experience of just like having a packed out gym, playing win or go home. The other team, they think they want it as bad as you, but they really didn't want it as bad as us. And then going to Jacksonville or going to Birmingham, that was the Final Four in the state championship game, and it was so crazy. Like, I'll never forget it. Just like the energy inside the arena, just like the lights and like how many seats there was. Like, I don't know, it was just I'm gonna do everything I can to get us back there this year, but it was crazy and it was so much fun.
And I remember last year when I came to your game. Where did y'all fall last year?
We well, not the year before last year, my 10th grade year, we went to Carver, Birmingham, because we couldn't go to Jacksonville because COVID, whatever. Mm-hmm. And we went to Carver, Birmingham. They shut me down, like held me 0 points. They played like a little boxing one. They played a little, no catch, deny, whatever. And now looking back, though, I would say that game was probably the best thing for me, the best thing that's ever happened to me, because I woke up the next morning after that game and, I was going to shoot, and I told Brian, I was like, that's never happening again. Like, that's not happening again. And so playing them, we got the rematch this year in Jacksonville. We got to rematch them in the Sweet 16, and I think I had like 32 on them. It was personal. I'm not even gonna lie, like, it was personal. But I mean, they were a really good team. I think we ended up winning by like 4. We had like a 12-point lead going into the fourth quarter. Ended up winning by 4. But they were a good team, But it was personal for sure. I was like, I'm going to get them this year because that's never happening again. But I'm glad. I'm not glad it happened to me, but that game, I think I needed that game because it really opened my eyes up to everything.
Yeah, you needed that one because sometimes people. I got to a point where I don't call anything negative or good anymore. It's just really based on how you choose to see it. So like that experience that you had, not good or bad, it's just an experience. And so you could have took that and just been depressed and been down and like, oh man, I don't know if I'm built for it. Or you can turn
Mhm.
around and say, hey, that's not gonna happen again. We're finna go train and work out to where
Yeah,
we get better. And
yeah.
so
Like
how did go ahead?
we just had to wipe the tears away, and I just said, "Man, that's not happening again." And we were in the gym the next morning at 6.
So what went into like your decision for that? Because like I just said, you could have went two ways from there. You could have said, man, let me just take some time off and like reevaluate life, or we can get back in the gym the next day. So what went into like that thought process to like get back in the gym rather than just like kind of fold from it?
I mean, obviously, I had people in my ear, saying like, "Don't let this," Brian, he was sitting there telling me like, "Don't let this define like who you are," and so really that and just like my love for the game, I was like, "Man, this is never happening again." Because I wanted to be good so bad, and I still want to be good so bad, like so. I think just like I was hungry for it, and then once that happened, like a switch went off in my head, and I was like, okay, it's go time now because that's never happening again. And so when we got
Mm.
to meet him in Jacksonville this year, I didn't even sleep the night before. I was so hyped up, man. We had a good game plan for him. Um, so it was it was good to get the revenge tour this year.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you like me, you got a little pettiness to you where it's like you gotta get that get back. It's just it's
Yeah,
just a
like
little bit.
I don't like during the game stuff. I don't talk trash. I don't do that. Like I'm gonna hype up my teammates, but I'm not about to talk trash to your face. I'm just play. And then if you want to talk trash to me though, I love it. Like oh man, I love when people talk trash to me. I'm like, let me hear it, cause I'm coming for you. But I don't talk trash on the court. But I'm a little bit petty sometimes. You
I know, I remember. I remember from my battles in the gym. I remember that. Um,
Then one
you
v
did,
ones.
yeah, you did talk a little trash to me though. You did. Though I got to tell the truth now because you had like you don't talk. You talked a little bit.
Yeah, I gotta talk. In the 1v1s. But if I got my team behind me,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna just
Mm-hmm.
hype them up. But I
Mm-hmm.
in the real thing, I can't be talking trash. Plus the rest, and they're soft these days. They don't like it. They don't like it. They don't let it get chippy. They're soft. It's
Yeah.
good though. We love the refs. The refs. We couldn't do it without them, so we love them.
Hey, I like how political you just were right there. I like that. I like the switch up. That was real smooth.
Gotta
But
keep my good image.
got to, you know what I mean? It's I don't think it's the image, it's just who you are. Like you're a good person.
You know, I try, bro.
So tell me about the actual state game. Like how did you feel going into it and what was that whole process like for you?
Honestly, like 100% honesty, like I wasn't nervous. Like I don't know why. Like everybody's like, bro, it's the biggest game of your life, whatever, blah blah. But I don't know. I just had so much confidence in my team and in Coach Hill and everything that like. I mean, we were ready. We had prepared for that all year long, and I don't know. I wasn't nervous going into it. I was we're going to win. Like I had like a good feeling about it, and um, it was actually funny because we stayed in the same hotel as them, so
Mm,
getting on the elevator, one of our teammates had gotten on the elevator with them, and their team was talking in the elevator like, "Oh yeah, y'all ready to win state, whatever, blah blah." Our teammates in the elevator with them, and they're like, "Oh yeah, we ready to win state, whatever." Our teammate gets out the elevator. She's like, "Yo, guess what they just said?" So that off the rip, it's like 8:15 in the morning. We're like, "All right, bet." Then uh in the lobby, they're like standing over here and we're standing over here. And one thing that we do is every time we break it down, we'll say family because we really like we are family and like we love each other and we're with each other like literally 10 months out of the year. So one thing we always say is family, and so we broke it down before we walked over to the arena and we were like, all right, family on three, whatever. And they were like making fun of us. They're like, oh yeah, family on three, whatever. And so they had already had us a little bit, they gave us some morning motivation. Um,
mm,
And so going into the game, I was just like, man, they're like, we're about to run them out of the gym. We got up like 20-8, and I was like, yep. Well, obviously we knew they were like a really good team, and which they were. They were a really good team. They were coached like so well. So they came back. I mean, we knew they were going to make a run, but we just, I mean, we had built a big enough cushion to kind of us, hold their run. And then I think they went on a run, man, at the end of the third quarter, and going into the fourth quarter, it was a pretty close game. And I don't know, we just kind of came together, like our starting five came together, and we were like, hey, this is our game, like they're not going to take this game from us. And really, like we were just so close as a team, and we all knew that we were going to get the job done, whatever it took. We were all willing to give whatever it took, and we were all just, we knew like we weren't going to lose that game. And I don't know, I wasn't nervous for it, but looking back, like we kind of cut it. We should have won by a couple more. We was up 20-8, but ended up being all right, and we won. And then actually at the Player of the Year banquet, one of their really good players was also up for 5A Player of the Year, and apparently they thought their whole town thought they was gonna like whoop us because they had been number one all year. So I don't know, but I'm glad we won, and it's something I'll never forget.
Yeah, that was an interesting game.
Honestly, though, it wasn't my best individual game, but I was able to get the job done. Should have made a couple more free throws than I did, but we're not gonna dwell on it. We're just gonna get a lot more free throws in this summer, and when the time comes next year, I'm gonna knock them down.
That is true, because somebody fussed at you for missing your free throws. I'm not going to point a finger and say who did that, but somebody did.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, we're not going to point fingers here.
Yeah. So tell me, how did it feel at the end of that game to like state? What that feel like?
So I think there was like a couple seconds left, and we were on defense, and my girl Lane Phillips, she got the block. And then Briley grabbed the ball, took off running. I'm like, Briley, like, hold the ball. She got it. She took off running. She held it. And then when the clock finally went off, I was going crazy. I was like, we did it. Like, we did it. We finally did it. And I don't know. I can't remember if I cried or not, but I just remember seeing Coach Hill and the pictures from it. Coach Hill was going nuts. Our assistant coach, Butch Looney, he played at Guntersville. I don't want to say a year because I really don't know. He's a bit of an older guy, but he's a Wildcat like through and through. And so like just to get that win for him and like our community and like all the fans that came out at 9 a.m. on a Saturday morning, I don't know. It was just crazy, and I'm gonna do everything I can to do it again this year.
So I know you don't like to talk about yourself, but you have to right here. So how many awards did you win after state? Let's talk about that a little bit. How many did you accumulate individually, not as a team, but individually? What did you do
after state? Oh gosh,
well, state and after, because you won something at state too. So let's talk about that. We got to throw all that in there.
All right, so I won first team all state tournament. Me, Tazzy Harrison, Ivy Marsh, I think all were on that team, and they're awesome. Then after that, I won the MVP of the game or whatever. So that was super cool. And then after that, I want to say the next one was like first team all state, which that's like a super. I mean, honestly, that's like a super cool thing to win or to be on. After that was first team all Tennessee Valley, which is like the players like kind of closer to around where I live. And so that's a pretty tough team to get on because we do have like we got some hoopers around here in Tennessee Valley. But then after that was 5A Player of the Year, and that was banquet type thing. And when they called my name out, they were like, "Oh yeah, by the way, you have to give a speech." And I was like, "Oh no!" I was like, "Oh." So I don't even remember what I said. I was so nervous when they called out my name. I honestly didn't know if I was going to win it or not. So I didn't really expect it too much, but it was just super awesome to win that. And it was like all that was like just blessings on blessings for real.
So I know you got one good story for me about somewhere in this process. You got a good story. You gave me a good one about the championship game, but I want one more about the celebration or like after state. Give me a good story. I know you have one. I need at least one.
I would say our best story. So we have an assistant coach. His name is LeBron. He played with Coach Hill in high school. I'm pretty sure, but I could be wrong. But I'm pretty sure. But he was like, all right. So going into Jacksonville, he was like, I guess like the gritty, like everybody was hitting the gritty, whatever. And so going into that, he was like, all right, if y'all win, like I'll hit the gritty, whatever. Coach Hill was like, yeah, I'll hit the gritty, whatever. So we were like, all right, like I think we played Sardis in the Elite Eight, and like apparently they have been, talking the game up, whatever. So we were excited to play them. They were kind of closer to us than Carver was, so it was like a more community rival thing, whatever. And so we played them, and after we beat them, we were like, oh, like we get to go to Birmingham now, whatever. So we had one that was like the regional championship, and so Coach Hill came in the locker room. We were all throwing water, whatever, and then out of nowhere, like our assistant coach just starts hitting the gritty. And honestly, I don't know if he's gonna watch this or not, but if he does, LeBron, that was not the best gritty that I've ever seen. But I give it an A for effort. But that was definitely probably the most funny thing. And then that somebody got a video and put it on the news, or like our local news. So it was funny.
So after all of that, man, we kind of talked a little bit after state, about how you felt and everything. For all the hard work that you put in, all these years of grinding and the 6 a.m. workouts, all the drives you made to, come train and everything. At that moment, how did that feel? Like the emotion that you felt once you like, man, I am a state champion. What was that like?
I don't know. I mean, the first thing I did, I was just praying. I was like, thanking the Lord, because honestly, everything I've gotten this year is like, it's earned, not given, but everything I have is a gift from God, and like the way that He's blessed me has been like things that I never would have like dreamed of, like honestly. But I don't know, just thinking like I was just so grateful and blessed to just be in that situation and have all my family and friends surrounding me and seeing everything come together. But also in the back of my mind, I was like, all right, we about to have to do this again next year. That's the first thing we said when we walked in the locker room. We was like, all right, congrats, let's do it again next year.
So
Always looking to the next thing.
How do you we still in the summer, so what is your preparation to make sure you can go back to back? Like, are you doing the same thing from last year, or are you just like, okay, I got to step it up to another level? Like, what's your mindset to prepare for next year?
Basically, like our training is the same, like don't fix it if it's not broken type of thing. So we're doing the same training, but we're also kind of like zoning in on some things that like I need to get better for going into my senior year, and then also just like going to be a freshman in college, like at the Division I level. Like one thing that I have to work on is defense. Like I have to be able to stay in front of a Division I basketball player, and I think that's something that I'm 100% capable of and that I can do. So we work on like and then also when I cross over, man, I'm giving all my weaknesses away. But when I cross over, sometimes I get a little bit too high. So I'm working on just like keeping it lower and just not taking as many dribbles. Just making one move and go instead of like set up, go. But just stuff like that. And then obviously, speed and agility. You can't slack on that. We've been staying on the ladder, staying on the jump rope, all that good stuff. And then in the weight room, we've honestly kicked it up in the weight room a good bit. So stuff like that.
So you've been a grinder for as long as I've known you. How do you find balance in? Well, that's a good question. How do you find balance between like not burning out in basketball, but still like driving hard in basketball, like going hard every day like you do for basketball? How do you find balance to not burn out and just be like, I'm done?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think I really do love the game, and I want to be around it as much as I can. And so I don't really feel like athletes do talk about burning out and all that, but I really don't feel that. I just want to just keep progressing and keep getting better. I think when athletes start to burn out is kind of like after they've hit their peak or whatever. And so I don't know. For me, I just feel like I haven't hit my peak yet, and like I just want to keep getting better. And I know that I can keep getting better, but I know the only way that I can do that is to work hard. I mean, schoolwork and balance and all that, it's high school, so get the schoolwork done, make good grades, and still make time, to hang out with friends. We go out on the lake, whatever, wakeboard, tube, ride jet skis, all that, whatever. But I gotta get my work in first, so I'm getting my work in, then work then play type thing. I don't know. I just don't feel that burnout feeling. I don't know. Hope I never do, honestly, but
That's an interesting thought. I've never thought about it that way. Like, I thought it just got to a point where most players just like they don't like the way you talk about you love the game. I think most people just, I don't know if something happens or if somebody just kind of mess things up for them, but I think that is what kind of goes away or fades away over time to where they don't love it as much. Not just like, okay, I've peaked, what's next type of thing. Like, I've never thought about it that way.
I don't know. You just got to stay. Two things that I always say is like stay humble and stay hungry. Like you got to stay hungry for it, and then once you get it, stay humble. That's one thing that my dad tells me all the time. So
that's one thing I will give you 100% credit for. Like, I've only said this about like a handful of the people, and you fit in this category too. You are hands down one of the hardest working people that I personally know, but at the exact same time, one of the most humble people that I know. Like, your humility matches your hunger and work ethic, and that's like, it's not a lot of people that I know like that, and you're one of the few that I know. So that's like something I give you all the flowers for.
Well, hey, at the end of the day, like I said, like everything I have is a gift from God, and like I'm absolutely nothing without Him, and everything that He's done in my life. So, just stay humble because nothing without Him. And the second you think you are something without Him, man, He'll show you.
You trying to give a little sermon on the podcast, ain't it? Like,
no. That's a personal experience right there.
Ooh, talk about it. Let's go there. Let's talk about that. What happened?
No, once you think like, oh yeah, like I can do this on my own. Like I don't need anybody. I don't need that. But like one thing that I've been super blessed with is like a great support system and just like people who support me and like my parents, they're so great. Brian's great. Coach Hill, he's awesome. Even like our principal at our school, our athletic director, they're great. Our trainer, Odell, man, he keeps me right. Rolling an ankle, he's taping me up. A couple weeks ago, I strained my hip flexor. He got me fixed up. Like, I don't know. I just have a bunch of people who are rooting for me and who want to see me do good things. So, I don't know. Just got to stay humble because I got a lot of people in my corner. But I got the same amount of people that want to see me fail. So, I always let it show them up.
I like how much attention you give to haters. Like, I like that because you show a lot of love to the people that support you, but at the exact same time, you keep the haters right there too. It's like one eye on the haters, one eye on the lovers. So like I appreciate that about you, Liv.
Oh, I love them all. I love them all. I'm thankful for them all.
Oh man, that's funny. I like that. That's funny. But what's the one? Oh yeah. So travel ball, right? You talked about school ball. Now talk to me about travel ball and like what kind of went into that decision. You know what I mean? To transfer over there and do your thing with that.
Yeah.
And like what has been that experience like? Because you've been like you talked about earlier, you've been traveling all around and going to different states. So what's that whole experience been like?
Honestly, like it's playing on the EYBL circuit and just like playing like just like powerhouse teams game after game after game. It's been good for me. And getting to travel, that's been awesome. Like we got to go to Chicago, and that was dope. That was so cool. And then I think the reason I did go to the Southern Stars uh, was because I knew I wanted to play college basketball, and the Stars have put so many girls in the shoes, and they've given them the opportunities to be able to do that. Doug, he does a great job running the organization, and he always is. So he's like always at our games, always on the bench, teaching us constantly. He does a great job. And then our coach, her name's Misty. She's great. She does a good job of, being our head honcho, whatever. The Stars, I can't say enough good things about the organization and the opportunities that they've given so many people. They do a great job of getting us out there in the right places at the right time in front of the right people. And then, it's our job to capitalize on that.
Got you. How not how, but like what kind of went into the thought process to committing? Because for me personally, I feel like you jumped on kind of early because like it's not even senior season yet officially. So
Yeah.
like, how did you decide to like choose them, and what went into doing it so early or at this time?
Yeah, so Lipscomb, they had always been like at the top of the list, kind of, going into my 10th grade year, we kind of sat down and made a list, and it had a couple schools on it, whatever. But they were always kind of like at the top of it, but I had never got to talk to them before because, I really didn't know how to talk to coaches. Coaches had reached out to me first. So before I had Lipscomb, I had 4 other offers, and they were all like amazing schools, like really great schools. Could have seen myself playing at any of them. And the coaches were awesome and all that good stuff. But I think like I had been really praying on it, and honestly, like I wasn't really a big fan of the recruiting process because I don't know, I don't like stuff like that. But one time Lipscomb, it was kind of one of those things like, well, okay. And so, I had talked to him like 2 weeks maybe before I committed because they were asking for some film, stuff like that. And I went on a visit, whatever, and like we maybe thought they were gonna offer. We really didn't know, but I had like the whole week before we went on the visit to really think about like, is that somewhere I want to go? Like, do they check all the boxes? Whatever. They checked all the boxes. Can I get a degree there? I want to get a degree in business. So yeah, I can get a business degree there. Can I play basketball there? Yeah, I can play basketball there. And then a third one that that was like on the list, but I didn't have that kind of at every school that had offered me was like, can I grow my faith there? Which I could have grown my faith at any of the other universities, but I think at Lipscomb, like it's gonna be like taken to a whole nother level because the people that's gonna be surrounding me are also gonna be trying to do the same thing, kind of. So that was pretty important for me, but at the same time, like it wasn't like a huge thing, but it was just like an extra thing that it checked off. And then like obviously the coaches, like I immediately had like a really good connection with all the coaches there. Like I can't say enough good things about them, honestly. We did like a campus tour, all that. I was like, okay. Like the facilities, everything's super nice, dorms, everything, cafeteria, super nice. And then we got to go and have a meeting kind of with the head coach, Lauren Sumsky. And then, I got to ask her a couple of questions. And then she offered me, and when she offered me, like I had known, I was like, oh yeah, I was like, I'm in, like 100%. Like I would love to commit today. I don't know. When you know, and I had just been praying about it and stuff, and I had like a gut feeling that I was supposed to be there and that I was gonna get to call that place home. So I don't know, couldn't be more sure and super happy about my decision.
So I understand if you can't, I get it. But can you tell me about the 4 other schools that were on the table?
Yeah, so
Okay.
I had 4 other offers. UAH, which is in Huntsville, Alabama, which is not far from me at all. Then I had Anderson, and they're in South Carolina. And then I had Winthrop, and they're in like Rock Hill, South Carolina. And then I also had West Georgia in Carrollton, Georgia, I believe. And they were all like super great schools. I loved all the coaches. They were really cool. But Lipscomb was definitely the best fit for me. And I really felt like that's where I'm supposed to be. And so the decision wasn't hard, but it was not easy telling those coaches, the other coaches. That was probably the hardest part. Not the decision. Telling those coaches was hard. When I knew, I knew. And so I jumped on the opportunity. I didn't need to talk to anybody else or, hear anything from anyone else. Like I just knew, that's where I wanted to be and that's where I was supposed to be. So the decision was easy. The other stuff was hard.
I respect that because I've heard stories of how some players don't tell the other coaches that they're not committing. You know what I mean? And that's a very professional look of you, and that speaks a lot without saying as much. You know what I mean? Because you could easily just be like, I commit, and you don't pick up the phone for other coaches anymore. And oh, she committed. Oh, okay, thanks. But for you to say like, hey, coach, thank you for everything, but no, you know what I mean? So I respect that. So was that your decision, or did somebody put a bug in your ear and be like, go ahead, do that?
Well, I had honestly, from the beginning, I was like, yo, I'm gonna, however many offers I do get, I can only pick one, so I'm gonna end up having to tell somebody that I can't go there. So I think I always kind of wanted to be able to do that, just out of respect, because they've taken the time out of their lives and their teams taking their time to recruit me, and that, people just give me their time. That means a lot in itself, especially college coaches. Like they could be recruiting, literally any other girl, because girls basketball has grown so much, and there's so many players that want to play in college basketball. So anybody recruiting me, I respected them and the way they recruited me. So I just wanted to kind of show that same respect in every aspect of it.
I respect that. That's really commendable, man. So now let's get into a little bit of fun stuff.
All right.
For people who don't know you like that well personally, you have an amazing shoe game, and so I only have one issue with your shoe game. That's only one. Just one. I think I'm finna go with this. Hopefully we're on the same page here. For those who don't know, she has exclusive shoes. Not only does she get exclusive shoes, but she gets them customized. And when I say customized, I don't mean just getting the color and stuff she wants. She will have her name, initials, number, or school on the shoes. That's how customized Liv gets with her shoes. That's next level. You know what I mean? So that's the type of shoe game we're talking about here. And so the only one singular issue that I have with the shoe game is that you still have not given me one pair. We've had this conversation for too long now. for
I
too
had to
long.
know it was coming. I walked into it.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. So I'm just like, what's up with the shoes? I mean, I got you on public record now, so what's up with the shoes?
Bro, honestly though, like, I mean, I'm a shoe girl, I like to have heat on my feet.
Mm-hmm.
A pair of shoes in like a minute, like a long time. I think I've become satisfied, honestly, with my shoe game. I've become satisfied. I got my J's game up, but I'm about to be an Under Armour girl now, so I guess I might have to start transitioning. I don't know.
Mm.
I don't know. I mean, I
I
can't
do
even.
have a suggestion for you. I can help you with that transition. If what size shoe you wear?
Like a 9.5 in women's, like a 8 in men's.
I can't help you like I thought. Okay, I got a backup plan for it. All right, cool. So what we can do is the shoes that you can't and won't wear, you just sell them off. Okay, let's just get rid of
Yep.
them. And that money you get can go towards buying a pair of shoes in a size 9.5, maybe 10 in men's. And there's a certain person that you can get those shoes to. That it's just an idea. You feel me? Like you don't
As a
have
thank you
to.
present for having me on the podcast.
Hey, that's I like where we're going here. You feel me? Like, but
Oh man.
that's just something that we,
Yeah.
something like that.
Shoot. Hey, the shoe game, honestly, I mean, don't get me wrong. I think I have the best shoe game, like, probably in Alabama. Definitely in Alabama.
Ooh,
That's just me. That
ooh,
you can put that as a headline on this. Best shoe game in Alabama. I think I
ooh.
do. That's just me though. Maybe I'm biased, but no, I mean, I'm willing. I'm willing to go up against whoever want to go up. But that's my statement of the podcast is I got the best shoe game in Alabama.
That might be the whole title. Like, interview with the best shoe game in Alabama. That might be the title right there, and I just leave it at that. Like,
uh,
but
I got the dunks, the Jordan, the ones, 4s, 11s, 3s. I'm proud of it. I'm proud of it, honestly. I'm proud of the shoe collection. That's my most proud thing. Not the
honestly,
words
man, I
behind
just
me. Not
I just want one pair. Like, just one. I need you to give me one pair. Just one. That's all I'm
I'm gonna
asking
have to
for is one.
set you up. I'm gonna have to set you up. I got you, bro.
All right, this is recorded in public record. All right. So if you don't follow through, I have legal backup to take.
Documented. All right.
All right. So listeners, y'all got that. Hold her accountable. Okay. She has to give me a pair of shoes. All right.
We'll see. We'll see what happens.
So I'll either see my shoes or I'll see you in court. All right. Sounds
Deal.
pretty good. All right.
I'm gonna have to get a good lawyer.
Yeah, you will, because this is you just co-signed all of this, so you just made your case even worse. But it's all good, I'm a win, so it don't matter to me. But all right, yeah, I think that's about it. We're closing down here. I don't think I have anything else big to ask you. Um, yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead. I have two questions that I ask pretty much every guest. You know, so the first question I want to ask you is, um, I'll kind of giving you a little bit of your flowers, okay? And I'm big on people receiving their flowers, especially while they can smell them. So, who is someone that you want to give flowers to and that you want to shout out because you feel like they're a little slept on, they don't get all the recognition they deserve? But here's your opportunity to give them their flowers. So it can be a teammate of yours, a player you played against. It can be school ball, travel ball, a coach, anybody that you feel like is in like the field, whatever, that you want to shout out right here and show some love to. So who is someone that you want to get their flowers to?
Yeah, I mean, uh, every teammate that I've ever had, like I would not be wearing without them today. So they all deserve flowers. And then every coach, they deserve flowers. But Coach Hill, he man, he's taught me a lot, and when he came to Gunnersville, I really don't think I would be in the shoes that I'm in today without him coming to Gunnersville and changing the culture and all that. So, he deserves everything. I want to say he got 5A Coach of the Year, but I'm not positive. So if he didn't, I didn't say that. But, if not, he deserved it, man. I think he's one of the greatest. And then my trainer, Brian, like, we're at it, every day. We work as hard as anybody, and he's constantly just pushing me to be better and putting in my ear that, like, I do belong in every room that I step in, and just constantly pushing me to be better every day. And then, I got to give my parents the most flowers because they're great and they support me in absolutely everything. And I could not have been blessed with better parents. And I guess my sisters too. They're okay.
They're all right,
They are.
I laughed in the beginning of your answer. It wasn't to be rude to your teammates, but that was just like the Olivia answer I was kind of expecting. Like that. I was just kind of like, in the back of my mind, I was like, hopefully she give me something outside the box of what I was looking for. But I was like, if I just had to, like, if somebody like just had, if I had to bet money on what the answer would have been, that was exactly the answer that I would have said.
That's just me. That's just me, bro. Like,
I know.
I mean, I definitely wouldn't be where I would be without everybody along the way and every teammate I've had, especially the team that I have right now. Both teams, travel ball and school ball. Like, I'm learning so much from all of them every day. And in the school ball, like, just getting to be a leader and kind of, like, those are all, like, my little sisters. And this year going into my senior year, like, they're my little sisters, but they're also, my best friends. And so I would not want to be going into any other season with any other team.
Yeah, I know that's you. I'm not trying to mess with you, but I am trying to mess with you because that's what I do.
Yeah, I know, bro. I know how you are.
But all right. And my final question. We all, once you play in the game long enough, you kind of have like a lesson that you learn. We had that coach that pulls us to the side and kind of gives us a nice little talk that kind of changes our mindset and gets us thinking a little different. Or, a parent after the game tells us something, or a trainer, whatever. So what is something that somebody told you that kind of shifted your mindset, or something that you've learned like through the game, through your training, or learned about yourself through this whole process that the game of basketball has taught you, but you apply it to your everyday life, something that's bigger than basketball? So what's something that you've learned from the game and or about yourself?
Probably just that, preparation for something gives you confidence. Like, you prepare for a test, you study for a test, going into that test, you have confidence that you're going to do good on that test. Preparing for a game, getting ready for a game, working out, you're ready. You know that you're ready for that game going into that game. So probably just like preparation is really important in anything that you do in life. And working hard is in anything that you do, like, you're going to get to reap the benefits of it. Maybe not exactly when you think you will or when you want to, but, eventually you're going to reap the benefits of it. So if you just stay patient and trust God's plan for your life, then, good things will happen.
I like that one. I don't have anything to say to Mr. Chu about with that one. I like that one. So don't do that, bro. You act like I just like bully you all the time, man. What's up?
Yeah, we ain't gonna say that on air, but
wow, that's what we're doing here, Liv? Okay, all right. We're just taking shots at the host now. All right, cool. That's what we're doing here. All right. On my own podcast. Wow. All right. Well, this podcast is over. This episode's over.
Yeah, we might as well just end it on that.
Thanks. It's just
no, bro, but bro, thank you for having me though. Like, this has been fun. So thank you for having me on. Being the first high schooler, first girl. I feel special. I feel
you are like, you really are, like, for real. You are.
Thank you, bro.
Yeah, man. So, anything else you want to tell people about before we get off of here? Anything you want to say, promote, anything?
No, I feel like I've talked enough. I feel like I've talked everybody's heads off.
Nah, man, that's what we're here for. We're here to learn about you and listen to you and your story and hear about how great you are. So, nothing wrong with that. But since that's it, that's a wrap for the podcast. I truly, really appreciate you coming on, man, because
Yeah.
it really
Thank
means a
you.
lot.
It's been awesome.
Yeah, it's dope to have you on here, man. And this is about what I expected to have you on here. Um, it's fun, man. I enjoy podcasting in general, but it's a little more fun to talk to people, and it's a next level fun to talk to people that I personally know and see you thriving and see you doing your thing. So it's just dope to have you on here. Appreciate you hopping on. It means a lot, like for real. It really do means a lot for you to come on here.
Well, thanks for asking me. I mean, I was just winging it, So
Hey, that's life, honestly. You just
you're not
you're
wrong, man.
you realize that strongly, especially when you got a college. When life hits you, you're just like, this ain't life.
Take the
Like,
punch, bro. Take the punch.
hey, like the old saying is you want to make God laugh, tell him your plans.
Yep.
That is so
Yep.
true. When you got a college, like that life really start hitting you, you just like, yeah, this is my plan. When I'm 25, I'm gonna do this. When I'm 30, I'm gonna do this. When I'm 50, I'm gonna do this. You just start getting
Yeah. Okay.
punched.
Yep.
God, be like, oh, that's cute. All right, whatever.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Now let me show you my plan.
Exactly, and that junk is not fun all the time, but but
It's
yeah,
good for
man.
you.
Oh yeah. That's what I said before about nothing. I try not to see anything as positive or negative. It's
Yeah.
really trying to figure out what does God have for me and how can I like flip it to be a positive thing, So
Yeah.
um, that's kind of how I've a philosophy that I've adopted, man. But
Yeah. For
um,
sure.
yeah, like I truly appreciate you coming on, man, and keep going, man. That's the last thing I'm trying to say. Like keep going. Like you're on the right track, and I'm super proud of you of everything that you've gotten so far. You fully deserve it. Like I said, you one of the hardest workers, and when at the same time, just as humble as you are hardworking. So everything you got, man, I'm happy for you. I'm proud of you, and yeah, man.
Thank you, bro. Thank you for having me. Thank you for taking the time to ask me and all that good stuff. And it's been really fun. So thanks.
All right, no problem, man. So, but that's it, man. Appreciate you everybody for listening in to my conversation with my little sis. That's my little homie right here, Olivia. Um, Before you get out of here, guys, need to make sure that you subscribe. Like that's number one. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Do what she's saying. Just subscribe to us. Make sure that you following the TikTok podcast page, like BeBall Jones podcast. Follow us up there. You can follow me on social media at BeBall Jones. Pretty much anywhere on social media, just type in BeBall Jones. That's BeBall Jones. Follow me anywhere. Doesn't really matter. I'm the same thing everywhere.
All platforms.
Everywhere. It's everywhere. Follow my little sis right here. Okay. Hit her up on Twitter. All right. Talk to her. Let her know that, man, it was great listening to you. It was so much fun hearing you on the podcast. And, you should do like a part 2 and where he can just bully you. And the part 2 should be where you present the shoes to me. And
oh.
make sure y'all hold her accountable for this because I need my shoes. Hit up on Instagram too, and make sure that you harass her about my shoes. And we'll do a part 2 of me getting my shoes, or not getting my shoes, and we'll just do like a live stream of the court case. So
yeah, we're gonna have to live stream the court case. Hey, and it's like $5 per viewer, so we're making commission off of it.
I'm making commission off of it because
yeah, and that's gonna pay for the shoes, so it's a win-win.
No, because I'm gonna get my shoes and you're gonna pay for another pair of shoes. So I'm getting 2 pairs of shoes. So it's a win-win for me. I'm winning regardless.
Okay, yeah. Okay. Yeah, that is true. All right.
Because the judge is gonna make you pay because this whole contractual thing that we're doing right here. So like you're gonna have to pay for a pair of shoes. Then the stream is gonna pay for another pair of shoes. So I'm getting 2 pairs.
Okay, yeah, that's fair. That's case, yeah.
You just won my whole court case right here too, so thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to think about my argument now, but I'll be ready when the time comes. Trust. When the time comes, I'm gonna be ready to go to war, son.
That's cute. You're gonna have to hire a really good lawyer because you just been digging your hole deeper and deeper. But yeah, let's get out of here before you keep shooting yourself in the foot. But yeah, that's it. That's it.
Man.
Appreciate you guys for listening, and tune in next week for another episode. Man, we drop some good gems. It's a good podcast to listen to. But that's it, man. Appreciate you guys for listening, and see you next week.